My name's Ethan Evans, and here is my presentation on research, primary and secondary. A quick insight to it is research can either be one of two types. There's primary and the secondary research. The difference between primary and secondary research is that primary research is conducted by oneself and is newly founded research, whereas secondary research is taken by other people, whether it be strangers or people you know, and you use that research. Why is it useful? It is more useful to be using primary research, if possible, due to the fact that all research will be most accurate as it is conducted by oneself, making your research more reliable. For example, say you used secondary research, it will be much more reliable if you use primary, due to the fact that secondary is old and primary is new, and that you conducted it. What if it is just secondary research? There is a good chance that whoever presenting this has already heard this information. This may also render the presentation unreliable. And that's just a picture. There are two different types of questions. The first type is a closed question, and this can be easily answered with a simple yes, no, or maybe. This is a very basic way of gathering results as well. The second type of question is the open-ended questions. This is a question that asks for an answer other than the average yes or no. It requires detail and can be answered however you like. How do I ask an open and or closed-ended question? It's actually easier than you think to ask these kinds of questions. Here's a few ways. Closed-ended. Do you agree? Do you believe that this is true? Do you think this would be a good or bad idea? And those are short and snappy and simple answers that you can get fast responses from, whereas the open-ended, to what extent do you agree? Why would you believe that, and how come you think this? You can get a longer answer from that. And why would you ask these questions in the first place? One of the best reasons to ask closed-ended questions is simply because you can get a lot of results in a small amount of time. This is because there's no full explanation needed and only a short and quick snappy answer. Because say you went out onto the streets with a clipboard with a piece of paper for people to sign out, and it just had yes, no, or maybe, you could get much faster results other than people just writing out a full paragraph, which wouldn't be needed and it would be time wasted. But a good reason to have open-ended questions is that you can get a wider variety of results and get more accurate information, as well as other people's opinions. Next one to secondary research. Secondary research is when you or someone else makes use of old research previously that was either used for something specific or was used publicly. This includes research such as reports, manifests, and online information. There are many more other examples as well of secondary research. Good examples of places to get secondary research would be places, for example, the British Heart Foundation, universities and colleges. Primary research. Primary research is new research that has been recently conducted by you or someone else. This is typically to answer issues or questions. Primary research is the best kind of research and can provide the most accurate results and research. As a plus, you can also find out exactly what you're looking for other than seeing if someone else has already done it. The research is usually conducted with things like questionnaires, surveys, interviews with individuals or small manageable groups of people. See to the right for more information. Ways to gather primary research. There are many ways for one to gather primary research. These can include surveys, questionnaires, interviews with individuals, interviews with small groups, observing, and focus groups and test marketing. Here is the Harvard referencing for all of my work. Primary research, the overview section, secondary research, and there's the images. I'm Ethan Evans, thank you for listening to my presentation.